Welcome back to the channel. My name's Adam Smith, and inside this video, I'm going to be showing you an awesome storage solution coming from Tinkering Paws for Batman Gotham City Chronicles by Monolith. Now, over the years, I've picked up absolutely everything for this one across all three crowdfunding campaigns and all the boxes that came as part of it, which you can actually see a list of it on the Tinkering Paws website, which is in the link in the pinned comment. All of those boxes were inside of 3 Calyx slots on my shelf, which has taken up a lot of space. This Tinkering Paws insert, once everything was consolidated down, just leaves this box here, and this box here, which are the 2 primary core boxes from the original campaign with the coolest artwork across them. Lastly, the insert's going to use one more box coming from season number 3, which also has awesome artwork on it. We'll take a look inside each of these boxes in just a moment, but at the very end, you only have 3 to deal with. It's very nice, and you'll take both of those core ones you saw earlier, placing them back inside your Calyx shelf, for example, and if you're putting them into one of the slots, it's going to take up 1 slot fully for the 2 core boxes you saw, with still a couple inches on one side to place additional content you might have or want to keep outside the box. And then this one will go in a separate Calyx slot and only take up about 1/3 of that slot. So overall, from the original dump across 3 crowdfunding campaigns, it took up 3 Calyx slots. Now it's down to 1 and 1/3. Pretty good. Without further ado, let's dive inside each of the boxes and I'll show you how the storage solution organizes everything. It's also worth mentioning, if you are interested in this one, by the end of the video, you'll find in the pinned comment a 10% off coupon code running for a couple weeks, and all the information for that will be in the pinned comment and video description for you as a thank you back to the community. Inside the box, there are 2 major dashboards at the very bottom, one on top of the other. There's also an organizer up here with tokens and cubes all organized out. And then you've got a space right here, which is actually empty. You can use for other things you want to store. I've actually taken these 2 pieces of foam from the inside of the storage solution of the original boxes came in and used them in order to kind of keep that tray from moving anywhere. And that's actually part of the design of things. You just put them in like so, and it'll keep this tray from moving around, but it gives you additional space. Down another layer inside the box, you're going to find more of the foam used as part of the storage from the original crowdfunding campaign here to keep these boards in place. And also, all the boards are stacked on top of each other. The tray we just talked about right here, but it actually is a 2-tier tray. You take this piece out like so, and now you have access to even more tokens. Continuing down further into the box, you're going to see the solo and co-op rulebook, as well as some more boards. On the right-hand side, I removed 3 of the major double-sided environment boards that you play on when you're going through the game. Now we get to the even bigger ones, the rectangular ones sitting across the bottom. These are the first things that you place inside the box at the very bottom, and they fit in absolutely perfect. On the left-hand side, there's a number of trackers and other large cardboard pieces. And once they're out of the box, you're going to find a number of rectangular pieces, which are sitting on the left-hand side. So you take these out to go further down to the dashboards. And after that, you've hit the bottom of the box as you have the major rectangular environment boards all sitting nicely, one on top of the other at the very bottom of the box, also using 1 piece of the inner foam in order to keep things nice and snug. That's going to do it for the very first box, and as you can see, there's no Tinkering Paws insert for this very first box. So in the second and third box, you're going to actually see the insert in action because this first one simply uses, as I mentioned, foam from the actual delivered crowdfunding boxes as they were when they showed up at your doorstep. So when you're opening up all your stuff, make sure not to throw out these pieces as you'll want to use them in order to get this first box situated. However, if you don't have them anymore, you can easily find something else to either cut to size or just place in those spots. There's only a handful of them here in this box. Now we're on to box 2 of 3, this one using another core box, and it's a villain side of the equation. This box actually has a Tinkering Paws insert in it fully, and it's going to house a ton of miniatures. Inside the box, there's a track system for all the miniatures, and they're in individual pockets, so you can go ahead if you wish and organize these per the expansions if you actually want to keep things bulked into certain areas. So when you know you're looking for a particular expansion, you just go ahead and lift whichever one you need out, or if you're looking for heroes or enemies, you just grab and lift and you're good to go. You can also do it exactly how the video or the PDF instructions show you, which also aim to break things up in that fashion as well, but you might want to customize things depending on how you play the game. It's worth noting that there might be 1 or 2 trays in this insert which have a higher depth than the rest of them, and that's to ensure that the miniatures that have a higher height requirement can fit within them. So those ones you'll have to leave in place, but ones that are of equal size and length, like a majority of them here, you can mix and match things as you wish. For those that have never seen the track system before, I'll just show you quickly. You can see you can just pull the miniatures out that you need, and of course there's multiples of many of them, so you can have the exact same miniature all the way down through the track. So when you know you need that particular column, you just start pulling them out one by one. And then the opposite side, for example, a number of other miniatures, but you can see how many you can get into such a tight spot. It's absolutely awesome. Now for the ease of viewing things, I've taken 2 trays out across the bottom, slid the 2 down so you can see how they've gone ahead and customized solutions to work for the larger miniatures. It's not just about chucking them in the box. They actually make custom slots based on their size to fit within all the rest of the miniatures, again consolidating the space, which is awesome. You can see the T-Rex here actually goes across 3 different customized bases that actually interlock together to keep multiple of the large enemies in the same area, and the T-Rex is actually perfectly merged in. Again, if you have this thing painted, you don't have to worry about it banging up against anything. You can keep things separated. The tail even goes all the way through and has its own area. You also see some of the trays will house some miniatures as well as some of the environmental pieces, and even the Batmobile has its own slot perfectly customized for the car in the back corner. It even has wheel wells built into the insert itself so that the car sits perfectly in it. I wanted to pull this out to actually show you the inside of it so you can see exactly what I meant. So if I pull this car right out of its slot, you'll see that there's actual circles in the back side of this insert where the wheels will actually slide into to ensure it stays in position. That's going to do it for box number 2, and as you can tell, tons of miniatures inside this box, and when they came in their original crowdfunding form across multiple boxes, there was a ton there which really filled up the shelves. This solution right here really packs things down. Last but not least, box number 3, this box coming from Season 3. This box is going to house a lot of the tiles and cards of the game, keeping things nice and organized. You can sleeve everything if you wish. There's ample room for sleeving across all the cards, whether they're mini cards, standard size cards, all the trays here. You'll have the taller miniatures finding a space in the center there. You have a tray here, which actually houses all of the larger size cards. Again, space for sleeving if you wish. Also, you got the token trays here you can take out when you start getting into gameplay, and you've got the dice all nicely laid out. There's tray upon tray in that back corner. You've got the actual dashboards in their own customizable tray as well. Very nice looking, and it's actually 2 tiered. You have split between the heroes and the villains, and you've got all of these tiles all nice and organized. I've done it alphabetically, so when I'm looking for things, it's really easy to find them. As I got all my stuff from 3 seasons worth of crowdfunding campaigns down to these 3 boxes is absolutely incredible, because the number of boxes this thing originally came in is just so cool to see everything organized to a point where I don't feel like it's going to be a huge lift to get this game to the table anymore with that much content. Everything's organized exactly where it needs to be. I have trays of tokens all split out for when I need them for gameplay. The dice have their own slots. You've got things broken up by blue tiles versus the white tiles. Again, like I mentioned moments ago, if you organize things alphabetically, it's really easy to find things. Cards have their own spaces. I'm just happy overall. It just makes this game more inviting to play when it's organized this way. You'll also see, as I mentioned, the hero tiles back here. They actually are broken into 2 tiered sections. So you can see the heroes have their own tray, and then underneath that, you've got the villains. As we go another layer deeper, you'll see underneath the dice tray here, we have more tokens nicely organized. So again, when during gameplay you're trying to find specific ones, they're already sorted out for you. You've also got all of the rule books, all of these kind of rectangular shaped dashboards and reference sheets all in a pile here. Every single rule book for the game is in a stack right here, nicely placed inside this box. And that's going to do it for box number 3. Overall, I am very happy with this insert. It does a phenomenal job of getting so many boxes. And I'm telling you, there was at least 15 to 20. It was crazy for Batman across all 3 seasons, down to just 3 boxes as organized as well as this is. It's kind of mind-blowing, to be completely honest. Another one I would love to see them do from Monolith is Conan. I would absolutely love to see them go ahead and get all the Conan line down to this number of boxes, maybe 3 or 4, because there's a ton of content for that one as well. And they did such a fantastic job, in my opinion, of this Batman Gotham City Chronicles one. So that's going to wrap up this storage solution video on Batman Gotham City Chronicles, the game by Monolith, and the insert by Tinkering Paws. If you want 10% off this insert from Tinkering Paws, you'll find a coupon code in the pinned comment and video description to help you out with it. Also, they do release STL files for some of their inserts, so you can inquire with them to see whether or not you can purchase just the files if you already have a 3D printer. And if you don't have one, then you can actually go after the full insert already printed, and you can get it printed in different colors. So even though I had a dark blue in mine here, you might want a different color for yours, and you have options. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought about what you saw. And for those that are currently enjoying this game in a solo capacity, also let me know your thoughts. Would love to hear it. Thanks again, and as always, keep on rolling solo.